Awesome. Welcome to our mini series. I'll be joined by Josh Gatiss very, very soon. And this series is called Serving God. And we're going to be looking at a bit about, the roles behind church, like how is church put on and the different aspects of it.
I'm Josh. I'm going to be the other half of this conversation in this series, going through with Kane the different aspects of church life and serving the church.
Hello, Josh Gatiss.
Hello, Kane Blake.
And how are you on this fine afternoon?
I'm very well, thank you. It is our last video today.
It is our last
the series.
I know, isn't that sad? Our last video on serving God. And today we're going to very briefly talk a little bit about behind the scenes in church to conclude our series. Cool. So there's lots of, as we've established over the last couple of videos, there are so many different roles within the church. And some of the roles are, more obvious, and some of the roles are sort of behind the scenes and sort of happen without lots of people really seeing it happen. So that's what we're going to briefly talk about in this video. Why don't we start off then? So with this, and maybe you can start by talking about this. So as a person coming to church, very often the first thing you see when you walk into church building is some lovely smiling faces who are the welcome team. Would we like to briefly talk about the welcome team and sort of their job and all that kind of stuff? Do you want to start us off?
So I think the purpose of a welcome team is, they have a friendly face, they help welcome people into the church, and it's helpful for new people as well, new people settling into the church, just joining the church. So the welcome team is just it's just a nice way of welcoming them and helping them settle into church life and into the church family, basically. And basically anyone can get involved with the welcome team, and even children do it.
Yeah.
And that's really great to see as well, because when you have children at the door, I guess it's clear to everyone walking in that this is a family, and everyone is involved in the church, in the church community, as we talked about last video, in several ways. So yeah.
Awesome. So we've gone into church, we've seen the lovely faces of the welcome team. In our church, we walk upstairs into the main thingamajig. We have the service. Fandozy. The best bit is at the end of the service, where there's tea and coffee and there's biscuits. So I think, again, these guys are volunteers. I think lots of these sort of jobs, welcome team, tea and coffee, cleaning, all this, it's all voluntary. So it's all being part of that family and that community, looking after each other and the building. So tea and coffee, I think we have a rota at our church, so loads of people volunteer and they join up to join that rota, and then week after week they sort of take a turn in doing stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just stuff to do with hospitality and tea and coffee, cleaning.
Absolutely, yeah. And so something just happened this week, I think. A load of people, well, I say a small team, because obviously maximum number of people is 6 in a group, but went into church building to deep clean it with all this coronavirus stuff going on, which is awesome. People just volunteer, and just got it done, which is awesome.
Yeah. It's not the most glamorous job, but it's great that there are people that are willing and happy to do it. It's a really good way of serving the church family, serving God in those ways that might not necessarily be an enjoyable job to do, but it's a very good way, as I said. So
Awesome. So another thing we sort of thought of was ministry trainees. But I'm not sure if every church has these, but our church does. Maybe you want to explain sort of that idea and sort of their job kind of thing briefly, and maybe even touch on what your job is going to be next year. I know your job isn't going to be exactly a ministry trainee, but it's going to be similar. Go for it.
A ministry trainee is basically a supporting role in, with the overall church staff. So they do all sorts of things. They support the main minister. They support the youth work. I think usually at our church we get ministry trainees that help with, Pathfinders, Grafted, which are the two youth groups in our church, and they kind of do those things to kind of prepare themselves for leading properly. So hence the name trainee. They are training to be a leader in a church, basically. So they do stuff like help organise services and help with youth work, as I said, and also help organise other events like carol services. And they're very practical in what they do, and they do a tremendous job at it, I think. They also do cleaning and stuff like that, and that's just really good.
I think that's also, like, as you come to learn to lead a church, the most important thing is to be a good servant of the church, right? It's really important to be able to serve the church, and so we've got to be doing that before you can become a good leader of a church, I think. It's really great that they do that. So next year is your gap year and also my gap year, but you've got a gap year position at our church, which is very exciting.
Yes.
Do you want to explain a little bit about what you're going to be doing and kind of thing? Because I think it's a new role for our church, isn't it? You're a special man.
Yeah, it's
been given a special role.
Yeah, it's so it's not really a ministry training thing, but it is a supporting role, just like they are. So I'm going to be, I think the official title is like a music assistant intern, and basically what I'm going to be doing is a supporting role for the music minister at our church. And I think it's a kind of music minister trainee or whatever. It's a bit like that, and basically I get to see what kind of things the music minister does. I might get to lead a few bits of worship and choose songs for services and plan loads of music events. And it's a bit like a ministry trainee, but it's for a specific role, I think. Whereas the ministry trainee, the kind of general ministry trainee position is, they cover a wide range of things.
Man, that sounds so awesome. I mean, you're super excited, aren't you?
Brand new role. Don't know what to expect. The church have never done this before, so
no pressure.
I'm very excited that they've given me the opportunity. Yeah, I mean, these events and roles in a church, and are just they're at the side of a church, but the church give them that opportunity to they give them that insight into a particular role of the church. And it's great that Christ Church have given me the opportunity to see what the music is like at the church, because it's a very new role. I don't think I've seen it in any other churches. And
you'll be very good at it. So obviously behind church there has to be people organising everything and keeping everything scheduled in the right space so that nothing goes wrong, kind of thing. And obviously that's where the office in the church comes in. I'm not amazingly familiar with exactly what their job is, but I know that if we didn't have them, everything would be very muddled up and a bit complicated.
Yes.
And so, yeah.
So manning the emails is a biggie, because the church send a lot of emails and they get a lot of emails, and somebody needs to manage those emails, and that's a huge job. So I think our Ben Cook, our operations manager, does that. So he does a lot of the office work, and he's I think he's the head of the office, basically.
Nice.
So there's an administrator, and he's just there to keep the kind of general planning side of the church. They put a guest speaker in, or just because sometimes my dad speaks at our church even though he's not even part of the church staff, so they sometimes invite people to speak at, and they need to coordinate which speaker is free when and what week they can come. It's very stressful, I think.
Yeah, and I guess especially now with everything going on, like church being online, all that kind of stuff, the guys manning the emails, all this stuff about organizing stuff, that's going to be super important, because we've seen that the attendance has gone up, and so there's new people at church, which is awesome. And so we want to invite people in, we want to welcome people into the church, and the only way we're going to be able to do that, because we can't meet them in person, is through email or through a call or something. And so I guess that's where manning the emails is so important, being there when someone emails the church and saying, hello, I'm interested, what are you all about? Being there straight away, saying, hi, welcome, we love to see you here, that kind of thing. Because I think it makes a really big difference having someone respond within maybe a couple of days, compared to over a week of just waiting for a reply. It just feels more welcoming. They actually care about me, people. They actually want me there. Which is awesome. So awesome. I think we'll finish there. I hope this mini series has been super helpful. Just exploring the different roles in a church. We probably missed some, but that was bound to happen anyway. But we just briefly talked about a couple, and all the different roles that come together to make church happen, and to create a space where the church family can come together and worship God together. It all comes to serve the same purpose, and that purpose is serving God.